Okay, so if you go to Google Classroom, I posted a little while back, some updates that start today, because today is the beginning of the second 9 weeks, guys. And so I want to just kind of point out some important things. So the big update is that you only get 2 reassessments every class every 9 weeks. So per class per 9 weeks. Okay, so you only get 2. They did change right here. I wrote maximum 90. They did recently just change it to 100 because you only get 2. They're going to let you have the option to get full credit. Okay, but you do only get 2. So I'm going to be keeping track of those assessments that you only get 2. Okay. An exam and project grade can replace a low quiz grade within the same unit. So let's say we just took a test, right, on unit 3. Well, we just did 2. And you had a quiz in unit 2 that was lower than that test, I'll replace it. And I've already been doing that. Okay, so that's not anything too new. Here's the big one for some of you. Late work will only be accepted before the exam on that unit. Okay, so I've been taking a lot of late work, you guys, and it's too much. Okay, and so what I'm going to be more strict on is you can do late work as long as we haven't tested on that unit yet. As soon as we've taken the test and that unit is over, I'm not going back. Okay, it's too hard to go back. So late work, make sure you're on it because we're going to be more strict right now. We also are going to get a little more strict on some of the exam times. My Algebra 2 tends to take way too long. You guys aren't as bad, but we are going to get more strict on your time limits. So there will be a certain one set. Basically what I do is I take the test myself and then I multiply it by 3. So however long it took me, I multiply that by 3. So I'm giving you 3 times as long as it would take me, which is, yeah. And usually I'll round up if that's a weird number or something, okay? The other thing is cell phones. So some class periods have gotten just way too comfortable with cell phones. You need to not have it out unless you've asked, or if you're doing independent work and you're listening to music, that's fine. But if you're doing it like while we're doing something together, that's not okay, okay? And then the cell phones as calculators. I definitely haven't been letting you do that on tests, but in general, you guys should just get a calculator. You don't need a fancy one, okay? And then if not, you have one downloaded on your Chromebook, okay? So you need to use those ones and not your cell phone. Okay, are there any questions about these? Some of them we've already been doing, but I just want to, now that it's the second 9 weeks again, kind of just update it, okay? But the grading policy has changed, so I wanted to make sure you knew that. And that's in all your classes, 2 per class, per 9 weeks, okay? Okay, so let's get started on the quizzes. I always say it funny, I know. Okay, so these should be reviews, so they shouldn't take us too long. So let's get started. Oops. Okay, so you're naming the relationship between angle 1 and angle 2. Okay, they're on opposite sides of the transversal. That red line, you'll notice they're on opposite sides. So something with alternate, right? Connor, are you on?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Make sure you're doing the quizzes together. So name the relationship. Yeah, it's on top right there. Good, 100%. Good job. That's what I like to see. So alternate interior angles, okay? I don't think I have to explain it. You guys got it. All right, name this angle relationship. This one should be quick. This one's from unit 2 even. It's an older one. If I cover the bottom parallel line, you'll notice I don't need it for the relationship, right? Ooh, looks like we have typers. Okay, so it should be vertical angles. Vertical angles are across from each other. They're on the same parallel line. They're not on opposite parallel lines, okay? So I can cover this bottom parallel line and it doesn't matter. I have the two lines that intersect, that red line and that top black line, and then they're across from each other, okay? So those are vertical. Okay, name the relationship. They're not alternate because they're on the same side of the red line. So nothing with alternate, right? Oh, Allison took your lead. Okay, corresponding. So when they're on the same side of the transversal, you're either going to get same side interior, but that means they're both inside, right? In this case, they're not both inside. One's inside and one's outside. The question is, are they in the same position? So you'll see that this one's on the right side of the transversal and it's on the bottom of the line. This number 2 is also on the right side of the transversal and it's on the bottom of this parallel line. So they have the same position. So that's corresponding angles. Name the angle relation. Are they on the same side of the transversal or alternate sides? That's your first question. Good. So they are on alternate, and then they're also inside the parallel lines. They're in between those two black parallel lines, okay? Think of it as the parallel lines as bread on a sandwich. I'm squishing them inside, right? All right, are they inside? Are they outside? Are they alternate? Are they on the same side? That was fast. You guys are so close. Good. So alternate exterior, okay? So we are definitely on opposite sides of that transversal, but this time we're on the outside of the sandwich. So they're exterior. All right, now you're actually going to find angle L. What's the measurement of angle L? Oh, man. Seriously? All right, so first you need to know the relationship. So you needed to know that the 51 degrees down here and the L are alternate exterior angles. And then alternate exterior angles are the same. They're congruent. So we know that it's also 51. Okay. When are they supplementary? When they're next to each other. So either they're inside, like same side interior, or like the L, like this angle that's next to it right here. Okay. So when they're next to each other, they're supplementary, or like here. Okay. What does supplementary mean, though? Oops. So we now know where they are supplementary, but what does supplementary mean? So if they're next to each other and they're supplementary, it means that the two angles added together will equal 180. Okay? Supplementary is 180. Okay, this is two answers. Your first answer is what's the equation to find x, and then actually solve for x. So you have two answers to pick. So are they equal to each other or are they supplementary? And then you have to solve for x. So the first question is, what's their relationship? Are they both interior? No, one's inside and one's outside. So then the question is, are they corresponding angles? And if they are, does that mean they're equal to each other or does that mean they're supplementary? Moving on up, Joe. Ooh, okay. So they should have been set equal to each other, okay? Because corresponding angles are equal to each other. They're not next to each other, okay? So they're not supplementary. So 8x minus 17 equals 5x plus 19. That was the setup. Then you just use some algebra and move everything over to solve for x, and you would find that x was 12. Okay? What is the measurement of angle 6? All right, so angle 6, the easiest would be it's across from this 45 degrees, which means those are vertical angles, and vertical angles have the same measurement. So 6 would equal 45. That's the easiest, okay? Now on the next one, you're gonna have to use that information to help you with some of the other angles, okay? So it's like a two-step. So now find measurement of angle 8. So we know 6 is across from 45, so that was also 45. We know 8 is next to 45. So if something's next to it, it should be supplementary, meaning the two added together are 180. So you would get 180 minus the 45, and that's how you got the 135. Okay. All right, we're still going to be using the same image. We're just going to go to a different angle now. So you now know angle 8. You know 6. So the question is, what is 3? The easiest relationship is probably 3 and 6, right? Those have a nice relationship. Ooh, new leader. Okay, most of you got it right. That's good. So we knew that 45 and 6 were the same. So 6 was also 45. Well, 6 and 3 are alternate interior angles, which we know are also the same. So 3 was also 45. So like I said, it was kind of a multi-step to find it. Okay, a little tougher. They want the value for y. So not the angle, they want the value for y. First, what's the relationship? How are you going to set it up? Okay, so they are next to each other, so they should have been set up as supplementary. Okay, so it should have been 120 plus 6y equals 180, because they're right next to each other, which means they're same side interior. The other name for that was consecutive. Remember it had 2 names? So 120 plus 6y equals 180. Subtract 120 from both sides. You get 6y is equal to 60. Divide both sides by 6, and you'll see that y is 10. Okay? As soon as we add the letters into math, right? That's where it gets crazy. All right, solve for x. So again, what's the relationship? They don't want the angle, they want what x is. Are they equal to each other or are they supplementary? Ooh, new leader. Steven's in the lead. Okay, most of you got it right. Good. So if we look at the relationship, these are corresponding angles. This one is on the top left of this line, and this one's on the top left of this line. Corresponding angles are equal to each other. So what you should have done is 11x minus 2 equals 75. Add 2 to both sides. You get 11x is equal to 77. Divide both sides by 11, and you find out that x is 7. Okay? Solve for x. Are they equal to each other? Are they supplementary? Okay, guys, so these are equal to each other, alternate interior angles, right? So they should be equal to each other. So you get 8x minus 4 is equal to 60. If I add 4 to both sides, I get 8x equals 64. Divide both sides by 8, and so you'd find out that x is 8. Okay? Alternate interior angles are equal to each other. Solve for x. I think this is our last one. Are they equal to each other or are they supplementary? Okay, they were on the same side. They were same side interior, so you should have set them equal to 180. So you should have had x plus 109 plus x plus 89 equals 180. You'll notice that becomes more than 180. And so we get a negative number. It is okay to have a negative number for x, but not for the actual angle. If I plug it back in, though, you'll see I get negative 9 plus 109. Well, that's 100. Negative 9 plus 89, well, that's 80. 80 plus 100, 180. Okay? So my angles are not negative, but the x value was. And the winners are Caroline. Woo! Jacob in second, Audrey in third. We got Spooky in the background. That's cool. Okay, good job, guys. If you go back to Google Classroom, we are now in the second 9 weeks. We're in Unit 3 still right now, but Unit 3, second 9 weeks. Today's work is a Google form. It's very similar. There are a few that you have to solve for one piece first and then the other. So for example, these two go together. So the one question says solve for y. The other question says solve for x. These two, they may be alternate exterior angles, but you cannot set up a y to equal an x. Agreed? You can only have one variable. But what does this little box mean? 90. And if these are vertical angles, then they're also equal. Okay? So just to give you a little hint, if this is 90, this must be 90. If this is 90, this must be 90. Okay? So there's a few of those where you have to kind of look at the different spots. They might not have a direct connection right away. Okay? If you finish this form before the end of the class period, I did put some Khan Academies up. They are not due till the 21st, but there's quite a few of them. The videos aren't being graded, but the videos are there to help you, okay? But these aren't due till the 21st, but if you want to get a head start, you can do some of those, okay? So go ahead and start this one first, though. What? We learned that in our notes at the beginning of the unit. Let me see if I can go back to those notes for you. It was before the map project. Here they are. So right here, the key to the notes, I had posted it on, I don't even know what day this is. But these notes are on Google Classroom if you don't have them. But here's parallel lines, parallel planes, skew lines. Okay. Yes, yeah. This is just classwork. So these notes are on Google Classroom if you still need them. They were called Keynotes 3132. They were from October 9th. I take that back. Yes, they were edited on October 9th. They were from 9/28. Sorry. Yeah, I'm going to stop recording us. Yes. If I remember how to stop recording us.